Hello everyone, Toast here. Have a review for you today on About Love, Hate, and the Other Ones. This game is published and developed by Black Pants Studio. They also put out Tiny and Big Grandpa's Leftovers, which is also a fantastic game. This game was released late December 2014, and it's ported from iOS, and you'll be able to see that in the gameplay, I think. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. We'll start from the beginning so we get an idea of kind of what's going on. You can see you have a map here where you can level select and it goes through, and there are many different zones here. It looks like about 4 different zones and about 20 levels in each zone, so that puts at about 100 levels total. So we're going to head and start at the first level, and there's a short cutscene here which I'll stop talking and we can listen to it. Level 1. Trapped in a cave. The only chance is to reach the red button. Click to walk and push it. So in this game you control these two little cute guys, Love and Hate, and the idea is to get one of these characters to jump, fall, land on the red button. And when you do so, it triggers the cash register, which dings and teleports us to a new world. And so you can switch between them, and you kind of get the idea. This is kind of the core movement of the gameplay. And as we go through, it starts introducing some new mechanics here. You can climb on up one high blocks, including each other. And then you find out that each of these guys has a special ability, which we'll get to see in the level after this one. Hate and Love both have this unique ability. Love, as we're about to see, has the ability to attract these lazy ones. We'll see there are these green little guys here with vacant, vacuous white eyes, open. And Love can say, hey, come over here. And they move one block away. And so we can say, I love you. Now please fall into this hole so that I can get to the big shiny red button at the end and finish the level. Now Hate has a similar ability, except Hate's ability does the reverse. Whereas Love says, please come closer to me, Hate says, go away. Please go fall into that hole. And so you start using them in tandem. Now we have to use Love to move this guy in. So this fills up all the holes so that we are able to get to the end of the level. And it goes on like this, and they do eventually introduce new mechanics, which we'll skip ahead in a minute to go to. I want to talk about some other things quickly before we talk about those mechanics. So, this game has a really nice art style to it. It's very pretty, the backgrounds are all very detailed, and if you notice, there are different backgrounds on every level. I think they rotate through a few of them. And every 20 levels, the aesthetic changes. Right now, we're in an underground cave system, underground mines. In the next world, we're going to be in a castle, and then so on and so forth from there. Then, I also really enjoy the idea of the mechanic. I think it's really creative, and it's very, it gets the job done. You know, it's simple, and it can be iterated upon many times. And this is, I think, a successful strategy for making a successful game. Moving on, though, the minus is I wish there was a soundtrack to it. You have a menu sound that is very repetitive and it loops, and I think it's one of the only music tracks in the game. Meanwhile, in the background of the levels, you just have a very ambient sound going to it. And, you know, as much as wind sound is great, you know, I would love if there was a little bit more than just the sound of wind gently rushing through my ears. So see, I might have messed up here a little bit, and now I can finish the level because I can say, please go fall, and he can go to the red button and finish the level. Apart from the lack of music, I do think that the voices of the characters get a little bit annoying, because there's only a few varieties of how they say "I hate you" or "I love you," and that's something. It's probably one of my biggest complaints here, is that I really would have loved some variety in the voices, because it makes me almost want to turn the sound off after a little while, because I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. You know, there could be a little bit of variation on that. I think maybe a soundtrack would have helped that as well. But that's what it is. We're going to exit out here and go to the main menu and return to select level, because they do introduce a cool new mechanic just around level 14, I believe. So we have these green guys, but we also have this new mechanic, this pipe blowy guy, and he allows us, he's basically an elevator. He says, look, you can go up and you can go down, and you can use me to manipulate the level so you can get to the end. And the game does this at a good point after, you know, working with attraction and repel, love and hate enough with the green guys to kind of inspire a good idea of what you need to do for this game, which is good. And it goes on, and it introduces later on little green guys that you can't push or pull with your love and hate, and other such mechanics as well. And that's cool. I think it paces those out very well. So I'm going to exit out right now, and we'll show you just one more mechanic here, and also a little bit of a change of scenery in the background as well. So let's go to select level and jump over to level 24. There might be a cutscene. We're going to skip it if there is. No cutscene. Great. There's a short cutscene that introduces these guys that says, these ones with the X's, they're dead. You can't do anything with them. And so you need to work your plan around figuring out a way how to get them to move and do the things you need to do without the ability to move them. And so, you know, in this one you can move everything. Oh no, please go over. Oh, please. Okay. And now you can go to the exit. And that's cool. And the game does a really nice job of pacing those and putting them at a good place where you're about done with one mechanic and it introduces a new mechanic. So that's really, I think, all that I can say about Love, Hate, and the other ones. I think it's a really cute game, a really good game. It's got 100 levels, as far as I can tell, and they do add a lot of new mechanics as you progress through it, and the art style is beautiful. It's definitely worth picking up if you're interested in something like this. I think right now, at the time of recording, it's on the Steam store for less than $3. I think it's normally about $6 or $7. That's US currency. And yeah, it's great. So if you guys like this video, you know, let me know below or whatever, or don't, that's okay. And hopefully I'll, you know, catch you guys next time for another video. And so all of you, stay toasty.